A very, very good warm welcome and a very good afternoon to you all watching here, of course, on Chucker TV. Great to have you with us. It is the turn of the ladies, and my lord, do we have some of the best lady players on the field here this afternoon. We're coming to you live, of course, from Grand Champions Polo Club, the birthplace of champions, and we're going to start off in just a few moments with the WCT Legacy Finals 8 goal, of course, all in memory of the wonderful Sunny Hale. We'll tell you a little bit more about her a little bit later on if you don't know that name. Out on the field for the first match, the finals of the 8 goal, the WCT Legacy Finals 8 goal, Casablanca with Lauren Bilski playing the number 1 position. Then we have Mary Wright at number 2. At number 3, Ariadne, also known as Ari Dogani, and Alison Paul playing the number 4 position. For Grand Champions, we have Dolores Oneto at number 1, Melissa von Falkenhausen at number 2, Joffi, known as Josephine Giannico at number 3, and Olivia Merlos playing at number 4 off 4 goals. As I say, this the 8-goal final of the WCT Legacy Finals 2021. Now, right after that game, we are going to have the WCT Legacy Final 2021, the high goal, of course, so make sure you stick around. Plenty of ladies out on the field this afternoon, and right at the end, the 2 chuckers, which will be coming right after that game, will be the ladies' youth game, where we will have 2 chuckers of the up-and-coming young lady stars on the polo scene. Ladies, are you more or less ready? I think they are more or less ready to line up. I'm going to take my seat alongside third man and my co-commentator this afternoon, Stevie Lane, and then we will introduce you to these wonderful ladies as they line up for the first chucker and the first finals here this afternoon. Stevie, I'm on my way. Take it away.
All right, thank you, Jan. Here we are, 11 periods to play here in the WCT, the Women's Championship Tournament Finals, hosted by the Grand Champions Polo Club. Thank you for joining us today on Chucker TV. We'd especially like to thank all the ladies out there that are going to partake in today's event. So, just a few more players, 1 umpire, and we will get the game underway. Casablanca in white, Casablanca in black, Grand Champions in white. And Dale Schwetz introducing himself to all the lady players. And we have 4 white jerseys and 3 black jerseys, waiting on 1 more. And here she comes, Mark Holmes, the other mounted umpire on the field for this afternoon's activities. So here we go. Once we get all the players out there, we will line up. We will introduce them to you wherever you may be watching from in Chucker TV universe. So, Jan, 11 periods of ladies polo, and I'm looking forward to it.
As am I. Thank you very much. So, yeah, the 2 mounted umpires this afternoon out on the field. It's an American-English combination there, the man with so many talents and so many strings to his bow there, Dale Schwetz, alongside Mr. Mark Holmes. So if the ladies are ready, if the umpires are ready, we will start from left to right. Ladies, can we line up, please, for a proper introduction? So we're going to start from left to right, and of course, those of you who are here this afternoon, it is of course a very strict private affair as we are still in the midst of COVID. Let's start then from left to right with Casablanca at number 1. Please put your hands together and welcome the 2-goaler, Lauren Bilski. Good afternoon, Lauren. At number 2, playing off 1 goal, give it up for Mary Wright. There she is. At number 3, Ariadne Dogani playing the number 3 position of a 1-goal handicap. And at the back, playing off 4, give it up for Alison Paul. And now over to the contenders in the white shirts, Grand Champions Polo Club Polo Team. At number 1, please welcome Dolores Oneto. At number 2, from Germany, Melissa von Falkenhausen. Very good afternoon to you. At number 3, and we're going to come back to this particular lady in the third chucker. Please welcome Josephine Giannico playing off 2 goals at number 3. And at back, I'm sure a familiar name, please welcome Olivia Merlos. There she is, also matching the number of her handicap on her shirt. As I said, the two umpires out on the field, Mr. Mark Holmes and Mr. Dale Schwetz. 4 chukkers lie ahead. Great to have you with me, Stevie Lane. Let's see how these two ladies fare in this, the WCT Legacy Finals, all in memory, of course, of the wonderful Sunny Hale, who used to host the WCT Finals right here at Grand Champions Polo Club. We'll be telling you a little bit more about the legacy that lives on, of course, right here at Grand Champions Polo Club a little bit later on. Here we go then. The first ball has been thrown into play. And let's see who can get the better start here as we start with chukker number 1. The team in the black shirts, of course, Casablanca. And over on the far side, that to me looks like the play. Side approach is going to be left for the number 4. And I think Alison Poor there, making no mistake, getting that first score of this finals up on the score sheet.
What a nice play by that team right there in the black jerseys. Alison Poor coming through as the third black shirt to come through, cautiously working that ball towards the goal. Hooked at the last moment, but that ball trickles right on through, bringing Casablanca up by 1-0.
Here we go then. It's just barely a minute played here, still plenty of time in this first chukker. Ball back in play, and once again it looks like Casablanca winning that oh so important throw-in. Over on the far side, it'll be left behind for the number 3. Once again, Dogani will try and send it up to the front. Nice little near side backhand to try and get it out of that danger zone. And now a chance here for Grand Champions on the move, out in front. Hard ride off there. Is forced to leave this one behind. Who will pick it up first? Well, they've all decided to just leave that one for the moment. The first to turn there in the red helmet, number 3, Josephine Giannico. And Steve, the first whistle of this final.
Yes, absolutely. Just falling across that line and the right away after the near side attempted shot. And it looks like the umpires are going to march down towards that Casablanca goal for the first penalty shot of the day.
Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching at home, we have a fun-packed ladies' afternoon here ready for you of polo at Grand Champions Polo Club. We will have the high goal, the finals, the WCT Legacy Final 2021. The high goal with none other than Nina Clark, and of course 10 goals to her name. And they will be out on the field right after this final, so make sure you stay with us here on Chukker TV. So as you were saying, Steve, the first penalty in this final, a penalty for... And, of course, the same rules and procedures will apply like when the boys are playing. So a chance now here for the number 4, Alison Poor, for Casablanca to try and get the second score here of the WCT Legacy Finals 2021. Intercepted with about 30 yards in front of goal, but a little weaving and a little bit of a, just trying to put it through the net there or over the back line, just gone wide. So that, of course, means that Grand Champions, still trailing by 1, will now have the possession and a hit in from their own back line. Nice little pass out to the far-hand side. She can run away with this one. A nice first pick-up here. Grand Champions on the move. There is the shot into the open space. Nicely picked up here. Can she run away with it? She's got a defender, and there's a lot of talking going on out there just to try to communicate where they should be. It's going to be left behind, picked up solidly here by the number 2 of Grand Champions, Melissa von Falkenhausen, the young German player, but Casablanca will steal this and turn things around very, very quickly. Over the halfway line, near side backhand attempt there by the number 2. Once again, the young German lady, Melissa von Falkenhausen, trying to get control. Is going to be left for the number 3 for Casablanca. Dogani will turn, has a lot of space here. Good solid touch from her. She takes it around the outside. The hammer will come down on a near side backhand defense, but still Dogani will try and get a little bit closer. Leaves this one open. And that will just go over the back line. Very close here, but Steve, I think it's fair to say Casablanca here flexing that muscle a little bit early on here in chukker number 1.
Dominating the first half of this period right here, so another knock-in for Grand Champions.
Over on the far side again, looking for a gap, but Casablanca standing very deep here. That will go over the sideboards, and we call that a change of possession.
So the umpire will count 8 seconds, drop the ball, and Casablanca will have 5 seconds to put the ball back in play, which Allison Poor hits it up to a teammate looking for a black jersey up front, and here comes Dogani. Dogani trying to take that ball towards the goal.
She did indeed, but she ran into a little bit of traffic here. Grand champion holding up very well there in defense. Just need to secure and control that ball. Casablanca still very much on the move. A turnaround there by Dogani looking for a shot on goal. A near side backhander. As grand champions will try and open things up a little bit over on the far side. Possibly now a chance here to break away. But look at that, Casablanca holding on very, very well here, keeping that ball control nice. A chance possibly now for grand champions as they try and take it into the open space. This could be the kind of run they were waiting for. Here we go then. I think she got a little clip there on that play. It's sent back by Allison Paul. Tried to extend it. But grand champions now on the move once again. Where's that next player? There she comes. Solid first touch. And that is once again lady with the number 2 on her shirt. Melissa von Falkenhausen. Little backhand flick. Well, she was a little bit too low. Casablanca will take control once more over the halfway line. Here we go. Player with the number 3, Dogani. So far, very strong here in this final. Gets a challenge and gets ridden off once again by Melissa. Left behind, the 2 number 1s running over it there, Lauren Bilski and Dolores Oneto. And this is the chance they were waiting for. Grand champions on the halfway line. It'll be sent back by the number 1, by Lauren Bilski. Nobody there to pick it up as grand champions. The other number 1 player there, no, beg your pardon, that was the number 4. That was Olivia Merlos trying to do something with it. Well, they're getting closer and closer now up the field into Casablanca goal shooting territory. The 2 red helmets there. Who's going to win this little battle? There is the first horn. 30 seconds left to play in this opening chukker. Still only 1 goal scored, and that came very early on there by Allison Paul. Casablanca will try and run with this one if they can. Down comes the hammer. Near side backhand has a deflection. She will give it another go. But the seconds now running down. The last 10 seconds in this opening chukker. Ball still, it looks like it could have been a buried ball there. Eventually it comes out, picked up by Allison Paul. And that is end of chukker number 1. Steve, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Both teams, both lady teams here, still trying to sort of size each other out, getting a feel for each other. And of course, this a very special day, finals day here. So we will come back after a short break for chukker number 2. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Stay with us right here on Chukker TV.
An active lifestyle means you never stop moving. That's why only Theragun devices are designed to release your body's deepest muscle tension, so you can do the things you love. Land that pose, hit that final rep, taste success, and do it all over again. You only have one body. Make it a TheraBody.
Welcome back, everybody. 1 2 1 2. Welcome back, everybody. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Welcome back, everybody. Is yours working? 1 2.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you with us here. If you've just joined us, a very good afternoon to you. We've had one chukker played already of the WCT Legacy Finals here at Grand Champions Polo Club. This is the first of our two finals this afternoon. The first being, of course, the 8 goal, and then thereafter we will have the high goal coming out, of course, here also on field number 1 at Grand Champions Polo Club. Players are back out on the field, and we are ready to continue with chukker number 2. Well, Steve, let's have a look at how they fared in that first chukker. Casablanca, the only team out there to score in that opening chukker. Alison Paul getting her name on the score sheet. So one unanswered goal there by Grand Champions, who seem to be finding their rhythm and getting a lot stronger there in the latter half of that first chukker.
The polo back and forth, up and down the field, and what was really great to see, Jan, is how the players were so well marked up. Paired up very, very well. Not many loose players around at all. And here we go. We're back in action.
And it looks like once again it's going to be Alison Paul. They're trying to make a little bit of headway here for Casablanca. Through the center they try and run. Again, Casablanca on the forefront here, trying to get a shot onto goal. It's stolen there. Nice little play there by Grand Champions to try and get that ball out of that danger zone. But it's going to be left once again. Alison Paul takes a shot to goal. Paul will turn it, try and cut in. A little flick of the wrist here. There is the shot, but it comes off a defending pony. As Grand Champions will try and steal this one. Well, it's gone through. Yes, indeed, and that was on the account of Ariadne Dogani. Dogani getting her first of the afternoon, and that will make it 2-0. We're in the second chukker. 5:30 left on the clock.
A couple of shots down there by Alison Poor, but both of them deflected, and Dogani able to pick up that deflection and back it right on through the goal, bringing them ahead with a 2-goal cushion.
Well, as they line up on the centre, I'd like to also very much welcome Chief Executive of Katina Watches. Bill Croft is in the house this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, sir. And we will, of course, as I mentioned, be telling you a little bit about the legacy and that wonderful lady that was, and still, of course, in the hearts of many of us is Sunny Hale. But let's go back to the action here. Looked like, once again, Casablanca were in that shooting zone, trying to make a score. So Sunny Hale, unfortunately, we had to lose Sunny Hale back in 2017 at the very tender age of 48 years old. Her mission in life, after herself, of course, having she was the first lady player ever to achieve a handicap of 5 goals. Her mission was to inspire others to learn this wonderful game and help very much in the development of lady polo. She was the first woman, as I said, to reach 5 goals in handicap, the first lady ever to play the US Open back in 2000, and the first lady player professional hired to play alongside some of the great players that you know in the high goal polo. Worked tirelessly to promote the sport, and actually also wrote a series of help polo books, of course, which are still very much being used and in the bookshelves of many polo players today. Created online clinics and seminars, was also the founder and the creator of the American Polo Horse Association, and also created the women's handicap system, which was later adopted by the USPA. Started the WCT, which of course is the Women's Championship Tournament, which she used to host here at Grand Champions Polo Club for many, many years. USPA committee member she was, won countless tournaments, and was a 7-time winner of Polo Excellence Award and Woman Player of the Year. And she is still very much today in the hearts of so many players, both male and female, and of course still very, very much missed. So this very much, of course, right, we call this the WCT Legacy Finals in memory, of course, of Sunny Hale. Steve, we had a whistle, no score. What happened?
Oh, Dogani just got caught on the right of way right there, so the umpires moved this penalty 5B from the center of the field in favor of Grand Champions. So we will see. Looks like Olivia Merlos will put the ball back in play off the center line. Here is Merlos. Merlos going to try and crank one down the field, not quite making contact, but quickly turns around, and Dogani comes through, but she's ridden off. Here is Giannico trying to get a shot out. Allison Ford tries to take that ball over to the boards, but Giannico once again turns on the ball. Hooked out of there, but here is Grand Champions on the move once again. A nice back shot right there. However, Dogani's going to turn that ball back the other way. She's got to run. A little bit of a breakaway. She's out front. Can she keep it going? But no, Grand Champions comes. It's deflected. Back up to Dogani. Here is Giannico with a back shot. And there is Allison Ford looking for a play, allowing a player to clear. Poor turns it back around underneath her horse's neck, sends it over to the boards, looking for a black jersey over there on the boards, and it's picked up.
By Lauren Bilski. Lauren Bilski was that young lady with the number 1 on her shirt there. And I think, Steve, if my eyes don't deceive me, that ball has gone over the back line, over the sideline, over the sideboards. If that, of course, is the case, there will be a change of possession. We, of course, are sitting here in the wonderful stadium here at Grand Champions Polo Club, so we've got a perfect view. I'd like to also mention that, of course, we've got one of the best drone pilots here this afternoon alongside Stephanie Schwetz, as that ball will just go out to the right-hand side. The center cam, of course, as always, coming by, or brought to you by Stephanie Schwetz. And then we have Austin, the man, giving you the wonderful images there from the drone. The two very important members out on the field, of course, as part and parcel of the team, Monty and Parker. They are the goal judges who will indicate by waving a flag whether that ball has actually gone through the uprights. Now then, let's go back to the action. A chance possibly here for Grand Champions to break away. Nice little pick up there on the near side. Once again, Melissa von Falkenhausen trying to get a little bit of space. That's a good run through the center here. But I've got to tell you, Casablanca, we have a lady on the ground. And straight away, the gentleman that is, Mark Holmes, will come and tend to her. The medic will come and check, make sure she's okay. Did you see what happened there, Steve?
I did not. No, I just saw her halfway to the ground, and she did take a bit of a tumble, but she appears to be okay, and the horse is fine.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. Live, of course, coming to you from Grand Champions Polo Club. Watching the action on Chaka TV, and I can tell you that Dolores Oneta, the lady who had that unfortunate fall or a little tumble just a few moments ago, was able to walk off the field. We're just waiting. As I speak, she's getting back in the saddle again. So she's had the all clear from the medics, and we are looking forward to having her back on the field momentarily. And both Steve and I were not able to actually see how that happened, because it happened a little bit out of our range. The play was going on over to the right. So there she is, back in the saddle again. Well done, Dolores Oneto. And I'm pretty sure the umpires will go with a throw-in about 30 yards or so, just over to the left-hand side of that halfway line. Here we go then. Ball's back in play now then. Can Casablanca pick this one up? It'll be Grand Champions. A little flick there on the near side, sending it back. Dongani, I think she's on the ball. We'll leave this one behind for Lauren Bilski. Nicely picked up there over on the far side, trying to get a little bit of space. Grand Champions trailing by 2. We're down within the last minute here of play in that first chukker. The 2 red helmets over on the far side, battling it out there just over the halfway line. Little turn. And it'll be taken by the number 2, I think. Yes, that was Melissa von Falkenhausen, trying to get a little bit of space. But again, Casablanca doing a very good job there. She put her stick down. That was a good little play, keeping them at bay. Player with the number 3. That was Josephine Yoffi Giannico, who very much playing a solid position here, more defense than anything else. Well, that whistle, Steve, will conclude chukker number 2 in the half-time. So, no score, I beg your pardon, 1 score in this second chukker by Ariane Dogani. Again, no score from Grand Champions Polo Club. They'll be looking forward to a little team talk to review how they can change their strategy when they come back for the second half. Make sure you do too, right here on Chukker TV in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody. Very good afternoon to you. Great to have you with us here on Chukka TV. We're coming to you live from field number 1, Grand Champions Polo Club, as I like to call it, the birthplace of champions, where they are born, bred, and of course very much raised. And we are here at the finals of the WCT Legacy Finals of the 8 Gold 2021. It's girl power all the way here this afternoon. We've got the high gold coming up straight after, and then we've got the ladies youth also making an appearance here, and of course all on Chukka TV. We are now coming back here for the second half, and in that first half, out on the field, of course, Casablanca in the dark shirts up against Grand Champions in the white shirts. Grand Champions still struggling to get that first score up on the score sheet. Alison Paul and Ariadne Dogani both having scored for Casablanca. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see a difference now in the second half. And the lady with the number 3 on her shirt for Grand Champions, that is Josephine Giannico. And I was talking to her before the game, a little bit early before the game, and she was telling me how very happy and proud she is this afternoon to bring out in this third Chukka a grey mare by the name of Chrome. A thoroughbred, a horse that she actually developed and made herself. She came from the track. So Chrome is that pony, as you might want to see, the grey mare. Beautiful looking pony, and ridden by Josephine Giannico. And let's see what difference she can make. She refers to Chrome as her baby, and I'm sure she is in very good hands there. Josephine Giannico, as I say, on a pony she made herself. She got her from the track. A thoroughbred. And let's see if that can help that entire team Grand Champions get a little bit closer within shooting distance. So, Steve, Grand Champions, 2 unanswered goals in the first 2 Chukkas. They'll turn it around, won't they, in the second half?
I think so. Let's see what this gray mare can do here this period. And you know what? It's always a pleasure to find a horse and make it yourself and then be able to play it. So I'm sure that Jofi is proud of that gray mare. And let's see if that gray mare can turn things around. She must be something a little bit special for her to give us that information and let us know that she's playing it in the third period of play. So we ended that second period with a little bit of a cross hook, and here we have a penalty for. Here's Alison Poor.
Poor takes a nice long drive down the field. It's going to be intercepted, and a chance maybe. I thought it was going to be a chance here for Grand Champions to come out flying and pick up that ball. Again, Alison Paul now, of course, with the number 4, playing the back position. Very important to keep things nicely shut down, but Grand Champions finding a way around the outside here. This is a good run on goal. Paul coming back, having to play that defensive role now very much. Trying to pick it up there on the near side by the number 3. That was Ayala Dogani. Couldn't quite make the connection. There's a little bit of a traffic jam going on over on the far side. Would be nice if they played on this side, Steve, but they seem to always choose the side where we are not. As Casablanca once again push that ball back down the field into Grand Champions territory. Intercepted nicely. There she comes again. Dogani looking for a little weaving, a little passageway through those white shirts. Well, Steve, I think that was inevitable. The crossing of the line there, coming across that oh-so-important right-of-way. But apart from that, and apart from the penalty fall, we had a cross hook, of course, at the end of that first Chukka. Second Chukka, beg your pardon. It has been a very, very fair game here by both teams.
Absolutely, yeah. Just Casablanca just able to put two balls between the post in order for them to gain the lead. However, Casablanca's given a good showing, our Grand Champions, in white, given a good showing. So once again, a little right-of-way violation right there with 2 players coming down the right-of-way. So Casablanca once again at the penalty 4 line, and this time it's going to be Dogani taking the free shot.
Absolutely, Dogani now, but she's got Alison Paul right beside her. Remember, minimum of 30 yards distance must be allowed. Here we go. It's a powerful shot, and again, coming out of nowhere, there was that attacking player trying to win the ball and turn defense into offense. Now maybe using this side here, and that's a good solid run. And for the first time now in the second half, they open up the play. Nice little run here by Grand Champions. She's got to be careful. Dogani is right behind. There comes a little bit unlucky there as Giannico on that grey mare will leave this one for the number 2. That is Melissa von Falkenhausen trying to get a little bit closer. Again, nice pickup on the near side. Looking for her teammate. Dogani won't get to it. It'll be the number 4, Olivia Merlos for Grand Champions. Taking it around the outside. They're looking for a little gap. But look at Casablanca. Straight on that player. Not leaving anything to chance. And trying to get a little bit more into that goal shooting distance right in front of goal. Casablanca once again here, managing to steal the ball back, turning defensive into offense. That's a good run as she takes the ball around the outside there. Lauren Bilski trying to get a little bit further down the field. It'll be picked up now by Giannico. Giannico on that lovely thoroughbred Chrome, the mare that she made herself, has to slam on the brakes. And once again, the number 1, Dolores Oneto. Over on the far side, Giannico now will keep the ball in play. Casablanca having and finding the time to once again regroup, come back in defense, and that's a nice pass there up to the over the halfway line. Oh, that's a mistake that could cost her dearly. Again, powerful near side backhand, intercepted, nicely done here by the number 3, Giannico on Chrome. Can she open Chrome up? That's what we want to see now here in this chukker as it's sent back by Dogani. Short-lived as Grand Champions will pick this one up again. Nice bit of space here they've managed to create for themselves. Now this is what we came here for. A long-distance shot, possibly on goal. That ball, as Dale would say, has got eyes. A little under the neck flick or a backhander to keep it in play. Bit of a Kodak moment going on. But I think that ball might have actually, no, it was still in play for a moment there. I thought it might. On the line, literally right on the line, near side backhand. Casablanca will be thinking that's an easy pickup here as the number 2, Mary Wright, will try and run away with it. In comes Dogani to pick it up, and then comes Lauren Bilski. Will send it back up deep into the half now of Grand Champions. A stick in the air there by Dogani, appealing. Get out of my way, that is my line. Little backhand play there by Olivia Merlos. As they try and turn it around, Grand Champions has the ball taken off her there. Cheeky little play as Casablanca once again in the driving seat. There's the open backhand, short-lived. It'll be picked up by Dogani. She'll take it around the outside if she can. Grand Champions winning that little battle. They were getting a little bit too close in their own half. Let's look at the scoreboard. Just shy of 2 minutes left to play here in the penultimate third chukker. 1:49 on the clock. Nicely cleared because the Casablanca will pick up that ball. Again, they have possession. Dogani with a solid backhand looking for Alison Paul. Just beaten there by once again Giannico, and that ball, well, I think it might just have just gone over the back line here. So, well, they're getting closer and closer, Steve. Surely Casablanca will not waste an opportunity like this, being so deep now in the half of Grand Champions, who may have possession, but look how deep Casablanca are standing. Very, very deep. They've got to, of course, allow a minimum of 30 yards. Ball taken back into play here, and the shot out to the right-hand side. Marked up very well. Grand Champions again struggling just to control the ball, not able to play their game. Turned nicely on a sixpence there by the number 4, Merlos. And maybe a chance now if they can run away with it. Good solid first touch. Hard ride off here for the first time. We actually have the ladies coming along down in front of us. She tops that ball ever so slightly, Merlos. Where is that next white shirt? An inside backhander coming from Dogani. There is the horn. A little cotchon out to the right-hand side. Can they get on that ball? Picked up by the number 2, Maricia von Falkenhausen. But Casablanca... Oh, that was a little bit close. The umpire's being very lenient. A nice turnaround here by Merlos. Merlos, is she going to have enough time down to the last 8 seconds over on the far side? Lauren Bilski will clear it and get it as far away from her goal mouth as she possibly can. A little backhander. Oh, very close. They ran out of time. Still 2-0. No score in this third chukker, but signs of grand champions keeping Casablanca at bay. It's going to come down to the fourth and final chukker when you join us right here on Chukker TV in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you tuned in here on Chukker TV. We're coming to you live from Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1. This field has a lot of history, and of course we are here to celebrate also the life and the achievements of a very, very particular young lady by the name of Sunny Hale, who unfortunately is no longer with us. She passed away February 2017 at a very tender age of 48 years old. I was unfortunately not in a position to have ever met her, but I've heard so many great things about her. Steve, I'm sure in your career you will have met Sunny Lane on many occasions.
Yes, I certainly have. She was a classy lady, a good polo player, and I umpired the finals when she won it in the year 2000 with Outback Steakhouse with Lolo Castagnola and Adolfo Cambiaso, and what a pleasure she was to have around. Very knowledgeable, a very, very good horsewoman, and I sure wish she was still with us.
Well, when I look at the information that was given to me, what this young lady achieved in her lifetime, the first U.S. lady ever to reach 5 goals, the first, as you just mentioned, U.S. lady to win the U.S. Open back in 2000, and also the first lady player to be hired to play alongside some of the world's best players. So really quite an achievement. And also her legacy, of course, lives on and will continue to live on in what she did in helping young lady players, especially in coming into this game. She was the creator, of course, of the WCT. Used to host this wonderful event right here at Grand Champions Polo Club. So she might not be with us, but she is definitely and won't be forgotten. Her legacy and her spirit very much living on, especially on a day like today, when this, of course, the first of our 2 finals here at Grand Champions Polo Club, the WCT Legacy Finals. This, the 8 goal. We then have the high goal coming up, and yes, we do have Nina Clarkin, who will be out on the field. Oh, look at this. Let's go back to the action right in front of goal. Grand Champions! Just putting that one ever so slightly wide. Steve, did you believe that? I mean, literally what we call a Remington, a very close shave. She had a wide open goal and just manages to miss it. But that, of course, can happen. It's happened to all of us, I'm sure. So do not drop your head. Keep at it. I'm sure Grand Champions will score in this, the fourth and final chukker. 2-0 at the moment in favor of Casablanca.
So here is Grand Champions. Merlos wants to turn that ball back around, and Giannico's being ridden off. However, here is Merlos on the near side trying to get some momentum and some offensive play going on right here, right now. It's been a very defensive game up to this point, Jan, but there is Merlos once again with attempted back shot. Allison Poor is going to pick up that loose ball. Poor now trying to get around Merlos, and there goes number 2 in black jersey going downfield for a pass, but that ball's deflected and back over towards the far boards. So, Jan, very defensive game going on right here, and we sure hope Grand Champions can get some offense going.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at the way they've fared so far. They're leaving the best for the fourth and final chukker. So far, 2 goals have been scored. Allison Poor in the first, Ariadne Dogani in the second chukker. Grand Champions managing to avoid Casablanca scoring again in the third, but they now need to start scoring goals. A little under 4.5 minutes left to play in chukker number 4. Once again, they're getting a little bit deeper down the field here, but Casablanca steadfast, marking up exceptionally well, making it very, very difficult here for Grand Champions to get within shooting distance. Maybe a chance here now around the outside. This is the kind of play we were waiting again. A nice little hook there, Casablanca. Oh, hang on. A long distance shot coming out of the second row there, but it just went wide once again. So I beg your pardon, Grand Champions, a lot more ball possession now here in the second half. They just need to start scoring, Steve.
Allison Poor bringing the ball in off the back line. Allison, time is on their side with 3:37 left on the clock, and Allison Poor sends the ball over to the far boards, looking for a black jersey over there. However, it looks like Grand Champions is going to be there to turn that ball around, pick it off the boards, and try and get it back to the center of the field. Giannico right now trying to work both sides of her pony, getting the ball over towards center. However, she's ridden off by Dogani. And here is Casablanca trying to play defensive, and Grand Champions with a near side shot headed towards goal. Can they continue and put it through the uprights? That's what everybody's like to see. But Merlos picks up the loose ball now with a neck shot. It's deflected, followed up by Giannico. Giannico with a nice neck shot. Here's Merlos back on the ball. Merlos, what a shot. It's right there in front of the goal. Can they put it in? Giannico right there. Oh, just barely missing that left-hand goalpost, Jan.
Very, very unlucky there by Josephine Giannico. I'm sure she'll be kicking herself a little bit later on for that. Second big opportunity. Had we had those 2 scores on the scoreline, it would be very, very exciting. So a lot of pressure coming now from Grand Champions Polo Club. Casablanca still pushed very much into their own half, finding it hard to actually find a little bit of space. But that young lady with the number 3 and the number 4, for me, the 2 strongest players by Casablanca, Allison Poor and Ariadne Dogani, very much here still in control. Let's look at the score. A little over 2 minutes left to play. Still no chance here for Casablanca to break and get out of their own half. Grand Champions keeping that pressure very much on here. But look, Casablanca coming back very, very quickly here, wanting to shut down anything that remotely looks like an attacking play. And this could be one of those plays. Where was the next lady? Remember, in this game of polo, you need to be behind your teammate to back him up should you lose control of a ball. Casablanca now with a chance possibly to run away with it over on the far side, as in comes, once again, Dogani.
Here it is. They're all over on the boards trying to dig it out. And once again, Grand Champions trying to get some offensive play going here. Here is Merlos. Merlos with a shot, being ridden off by a Casablanca player. Dogani in there as well. So is Allison Poor. They neutralize each other. Here's Allison Poor with a strong shot downfield, now being ridden off by Merlos. Merlos with a near side back shot. Puts it back towards the center. Can we get a Grand Champions player turn on it? But no, Dogani the first to turn. Near side back shot. Picked up by Giannico. Giannico has a little room to work, taking it over to the left-hand side, still being ridden by Dogani. Dogani takes a swipe at it, unable to make contact, and here is Giannico. Once again, she is all over the place, picking up the ball. The ball's left. Allison Poor is going to come in there as well. Allison Poor being ridden off. Ball's up against the boards. Allison Poor with a little shot downfield. However, it's picked up by Merlos. Allison Poor can't quite get a hook on it. Merlot's going the wrong way. Time's running out. There's the first horn. Ball still on the boards. And Casablanca working it towards their end of the field. But now here is Giannico with the final play. Final run right here for him. She's ridden off. They're neutralized on that play. And Jan, like you said to begin with, that play is on the far side of the field.
Yes, it seems to be, well, that's just the way it sometimes goes here now with the last few seconds. Can they find a little gap through the center? They got to get past one more defending player. Well, a little too late. So Casablanca, having scored in the first two chukkers, will win the WCT Legacy Finals 8-Goal 2021. Congratulations to Lauren Bilski, Mary Wright, Ariadne Dogani, and Allison Poor. Wasn't their day today, but they came back strong, especially in the second half. Dolores Oneto, let's hope she did not sustain a serious injury when she came off the pony a little bit earlier. Malicia von Falkenhausen, Josefina Giannico, and Olivia Merlos. The players, the Blades will be shaking hands. We will throw this back to the studio for a short break, allowing the ladies, of course, to get off the field. And we'll be back with the High Goal Polo, the WCT Legacy Finals High Goal 2021 in just a few moments. Stay with us here on Chukka TV.